Hello everyone and welcome back to the Edain Mod. It is still very warm here in the UK. I've got my fan on in the back. I hope no one can hear it. Today we're going for another replay given to me by Dorito. He's labelled it Dwarves, Dwarves and more Dwarves. That's telling me there's a lot of Dwarves and I love seeing a lot of Dwarves. So let's get to the bearded action as we go through the loading screen. Hope you're all having a good day. The reason I'm doing these replays currently is because it is incredibly hot in the UK and I am struggling to focus, so I'm just using these replays as an excuse to not have to fight. So we have Dorito playing as the Dwarves of Edain. We have over here Wilhelm again as Angmar. Now those who didn't see the last game, Wilhelm plays an amazing Angmar and we're going to get to see that again. In fact, I thought they started with 1,000 resources. No, they start with 500 apparently. That is insane. Oh, maybe they do start with 1,000. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I know. Yeah, he got Draughlin, so that's why he was a little bit down. Then we have more Dwarves of Edain over here. Who is playing over here? We have Armies again, the Frenchman. And over here we have Horrigan again as the Dwarves. Which Dwarves? The Dwarves of the Iron Hills. So we have a clash between Edain Dwarves. Oh, this is going to be like the last game. Where I'm like, who is who? I don't know. And then we have Wilhelm as Angmar and Horrigan now as the Dwarves of the Iron Hills. Wilhelm once again, scouting out both enemies. I'm not sure if he actually saw the banners, so he might not know exactly what Dwarves he's playing against. But honestly, in the early game, what Dwarves you play against doesn't really matter. It's in the mid to late game you need to know who you're up against so you know what countermeasures to make. For example, an Iron Hills AI, you want to be able to make some pikemen to deal with potential ram riders, but the other dwarves, you just need to spam infantry really. That's it, all you really need to do. So this map is called, I've already forgotten. That's what it's called. And as we see here, Wilhelm with the early pikes. Angmar on this map is flawless. Flawless victory. You got that outpost straight away, which I am fairly certain he's going to take. He has not yet built a power again. I think he's just saving it up for a rainy day. He'll probably go for the Dark Obelisk again anyway, because it does help in quick showdowns against pesky Dwarveses. So let's have a look what heroes we have. I'm fairly certain there was... Oh, there's the Kark's Ravens, I think. Nope, I think they all went Rallying Call. Yeah, Rallying Call, Rallying... Oh no, one person has also not gone for powers yet. Horrigan has not yet got his power. He's probably deciding between the Ravens and the Rallying Call as well. Now he's built his military buildings in the middle with his economy at the front. Not a bad strategy against players, because if you get stuck in your base and they just surround your economy structure, you can be in for a bad time, having to rebuild it and all that nonsense. But Anichan going for my normal get of double stonemason and a barracks. He's getting some archers. Is that to deal with trolls? Maybe. I was gone straight for pikes, and you can see as he did over here. But it looks like he's going straight for Dorito. If he's going to destroy his base or not, I don't know. And Dorito also is going for the same. So we've got a literal mirror match here. Third building for Anichan is another stonemason. Fourth building even. Wilhelm is sticking to a single helter smelter and a barracks, Hall of the King's Men. Two of the Hillman camps, and he's going to go for another early outpost. Angmar early outposts are very dangerous because again they can get arrow towers, which makes it incredibly difficult for any human player to defeat unless they already have a large assortment of siege, which I'm assuming both of these guys are going to be doing. Meanwhile, we see some Iron Hills crossbows. This is a map. This is not a map. This is a game where cavalry is very minimal, but the only factions that are going to get really good cavalry will be Horrigan with his Ram Riders and Wilhelm with his Dark Iron, with his Black Knights, if he goes down that power tree. We see Bilbo over here, Bilbo Baggins, shooting some stones at some horrible orcs, but he is now running away when an army of dwarves reach him. If Dorito was to chase that, he could have easily killed Bilbo with the Dwarven Sprint ability. He probably thought that there would be something waiting for him on the other side, which there are some archers. If he just, I swear, if he just charges in, he could kill them immediately. But we see Anichan going for a very ballsy town hall of Lake Town in the middle of the base. Wilhelm has yet to notice this, or maybe just dealing with the mine shaft at first glance. Still, no one has taken the outposts on the far ends. No one's taken the outposts in the centre, other than the one dead in the middle. Drauglin has come to the front, who is perfect for drawing the attention of archers, and those archers are very quickly getting defeated. Drauglin did a sprint, but somehow just got leashed back to his original position. He is not doing well. He is trying to destroy the town hall before it is too late, but it looks like we already see Anichan getting Lake Town Swordsman, which is good to deal with those pesky men of Rudour, because they are larger numbers, larger entity, well, more entities means less damage dealt to one single target, which is what you want to do against very powerful, well, not very powerful, but very early offensive infantry. And also they slow enemy infantry when they attack. And also cavalry and monsters get slowed down by trample, but we're not going to see much cavalry in this game. We see the forge being built, and is this another stonemason? It's another stonemason. Beautiful. So for any stonemasons for Anichan, not yet built the armory. I would probably have gone for the armory by now, but he did go for the ballsy town hall, which I am sure he is aiming to keep, but I think he might have overreached. He would have been better building it over here. We could just get extra economy for free. But again, this is me thinking PvE style, not PvP style. PvP, this seems to be a thing that happens a lot. He's building the well first. I would have built the tower first, just to deal with the dwarves en masse. As we see the frozen land coming out from Wilhelm, as expected. He also went for the dark obelisk, so we get the frozen land. And again, both these powers in combination just makes the dwarves of Ered Luin their one strength into a weakness, because it slows them down regardless, and it cannot be helped. The crossbowmen of the of the Iron Hills can get massive armor for reduction in range and vision, which in this situation would not be a bad idea. It would make them tankier than their infantry, which I have to say are very tanky boys when you give them the stubbornness, which is an extra 30% armor. I need to breathe. Okay. However, axe throwers of Rudour are very good at just crushing smaller entity units. We have Unburnt coming out from Dorito. If I'm not mistaken, he's got elite equipment. He's going straight for the Unburnt, but I don't see a pony camp. I'm disappointed. I mean, I understand why you haven't built the pony camp, but come on, ponies! No one has built up their command points yet. It's still early game, and we can see that Horrigan has already built the siege works. He is going for either the Iron Hills catapults, which are probably the strongest catapults in the game, or the battle wagons, which honestly for Iron Hills I say are the weakest. That's why you've got the Ram Riders, which are even better. But we don't exactly know what else he has gone for. He's not got the elite equipment, although he very well could go for it now. He's currently upgrading his pantry, so we can get more command points. I know I'm calling it a pantry and it says expanded storeroom. It used to be called pantry, okay? I'm used to saying pantry for 5 years. I'm going to say it until I die. For all you people wondering, oh, why is he calling it pantry? I'm sure nobody says that. The middle is still being contested, however, Anichan is holding it, and with Kark's Ravens, he should hold it for even longer. Now, if he goes for the runes, I am not 100% sure the runes work on Lake Town. I have yet to test this fully. I hardly ever build this outpost, so don't judge me. But it seems like both sides are not really pushing out. Oh, I spoke too soon. Those are not hit any chance. Those are Doritos. And he is destroying the mine shafts with ease with those Unburnt. They are a dangerous force to be left on the open field. They are currently the strongest unit on this battlefield, and none can contest them. Except for maybe a large army of archers, which are currently on the wrong side. And look at this! The army of Unburnt and warriors of the Ered Luin are moving for the town hall. Can they destroy it quick enough before it is too late. The Cox Ravens weakening them. Does it make a difference? It does. Are they on aggressive stance? They are. Ooh. That tells me that that's some good damage that they're preventing. Very, very well executed, Annie-chan. I am glad to see that the town hall can stand even just a little bit longer. I feel like if these buildings had a bit more health, or the more buildings you built gave the base building more health, that would make this a far more viable building. But I digress. We see the Warglare, that's been damaged quite substantially, but no units in sight. It's currently rebuilding, so that tells me there were some dwarves here that just got destroyed. Unfortunate. You can see Annie-chan and Horrigan are sitting in the base, getting healed up by the well, which is currently stronger than the halves that the dwarves can build in their base, which is another reason why you would want to build this building. Very good. I'm glad to see that that works really well in PvP. Dorito is building up another army, mixed with a unit of pikes for the occasion of if we see the Iron Hills Ram Riders. However, the elite equipment has still not been built on the side of Horrigan. What is he up to? What is his plan? Annie-chan has got the tower. Horrigan has not. He's got 2,000 in the bank. He might be saving up for either King Dane if he's going for a full melee route, which is not a bad idea. It is not a bad idea to not have to worry about pikes and make the enemy think that you are going the Ram Rider, so you can worry them into making pikes. But Wilhelm over here, still very confident. He's already got tier 3 base. He's got tier 2 settlement and camp buildings, which is very good for him. But still, the middle outpost has been it has been taken. Who took it? Was it Dorito? It better be Dorito. I'm very annoyed if this was... Yeah, Dorito took this. He went straight for the militia house. Okay. So he went straight for the economy, the military strength, instead of the economic strength. Okay. Okay. I'm still not very aware of what's going on. Is that Dorito or Annie-chan? Annie-chan has taken the outpost in the north. Nice. And Wilhelm has taken the outpost in the south. Again, going for Barrow Whites. Barrow Whites, surprisingly, against dwarves that have not got the best ranged units until they get fully upgraded with their extra strength. What on earth is this? Did he get all his upgrades all at once? Oh, Horrigan. My man. My main man. I love it. I love this. I love looking at this. Deciding to buy out the entire shop. The problem is, it's going to take the game before you get all of those upgrades. You need to be more... need to try and choose which ones you want and which ones you're going to go for later. Because your army is still just basic Iron Hills Guardians, which is not bad. Don't get me wrong. Toughest unit in the early game by far. Even in largest units quake in their pants when they're looking at them. But it doesn't mean jack diggity squat if they have not got the power to do it. And the Iron Breakers are definitely those units. And unfortunately, the Dwarves are not quite able to escape the wrath of Angmar. They are by a hair, because the Gundabad Orcs, unfortunately, are the same speed as the Iron Hills Dwarves, but they are not as fast as the Hillmen, who got a few of them before they escaped, with half of their entities remaining. Horrigan went straight for his battle towers, thinking he was going to get attacked. He has gone for the Iron Hill Scouts. I still don't know what's going on here, but it looks like he is in control. Wilhelm surprisingly not being as aggressive this game. He's gone for a much more passive route. Not going for Men of Kharndoom yet. Instead, he's gone the Tower of Sorcery. I did not notice that until just now. He has gone for a very different playstyle this game. And he's not got a Temple of Twilight. So it makes you wonder, is he doing this just for Zafragor against dwarves? I thought dwarves would be really strong against Zafragor. Maybe he's doing it mainly for his military power in combat than he is his spell power. It is unclear to me as of yet. I am not a PvP player. But we see a battle wagon coming out. For who? For Dorito. And who is joining the army? I believe that's Dorito's army. Yes, it is. The green. And Wilhelm and Dorito are both moving up to Horrigan's base. already taking out the mine shaft, but Horrigan is taking that back with his Iron Hill Scout, which he currently cannot upgrade. He might also want to get Norin before he can do that. Yeah, you can see here, this is why you don't want to buy all the upgrades at once. This isn't vanilla, unfortunately. Upgrades take a long time, and you've got to go for one upgrade immediately, go for another upgrade immediately, but then you've got to start getting your heroes out, your value units. It's good to say you're going to do all of this, but doing all of that, your base is already destroyed by that time. Battle Wagon doing its worth. The Archers of Ered Luin, if Dorito gets the siege plans, he can then get the extra Battle Wagon equipment, which will give him a bolt thrower on the backs of these beautiful wagons, which would be a very welcome addition, I am sure. Battle Wagons are one of the most dangerous units in the game to contest against, especially when they are led by a very competent player. They can kill heroes if they are unsuspecting. They can kill archer units in a single trample. And only really pikemen and very, very elite Lothlorien or Imlodge's archers stand a chance against them. All of Wilhelm's archers are shooting at Annie Chan's battle tower. It will soon crumble if nothing is done. Meanwhile, Dorito still staying low. This is a very slow game, but to be fair, it's the Dwarves. You can expect it to be a little bit slower. You can't rush these things. Annie Chan, however, has got the Rune of Productivity. He has used it on a building. Which building? I do not know. Oh, I do know. It's this building. You can tell by the rune right here. Beautiful. Rune of Productivity just gives him an extra 30% income from the building, which is very good. Or 30% extra recruit time from a building. Again, really good. And again, I don't know if it works on this building. But each rune, after you've bought the main slot, every single rune only costs 1 power point. And all of them are very, very strong. That is why I always go down the defensive line with the Dwarves. The runes, if you can build up a strong defense, makes you untouchable. And actually, with Iron Hills, makes you the strongest defensive faction. Screw Gondor, they've got nothing on the Dwarves. Meanwhile, we see Wilhelm has started getting... Well, he's got the Dark Iron Blade, so he's going for an aggressive turnout. And he has got the first Troll Catapult as combat begins over here. Annie Chan making a tower. Someone else making a tower, I don't know. Dorito making a tower. Annie Chan making a tower. The tower is killing the tower. It's pandemonium. Oh, I love that. Oh, here we see fully upgraded Iron Hills Dwarves. It does pay to pay, but unfortunately, with how long it's taking, it would have been better to get the elite equipment first, because then you could have gotten your Iron Hills Ram Riders, which would have made a bigger difference in the long run. But it does not matter, because the game's been going on for so long already that it doesn't matter if someone's falling behind. You see the Turncoats of Angmar have already leveled up to tier 2 again. Oh, I love to see it. Every game, love to see it. It's a power you never expect, and it just rips enemies apart. And if they get a final hit on an enemy, they have Scavenger. So that's just more money in the pocket of Angmar. Wilhelm is going for full Hillman. He is not at all concerned about going for any Men of Calm Doom, because his economy in this game, unlike last game, is very stagnant. He did not get the outpost in the there, which he probably should have gotten to begin with. He only got the one outpost here, which is unfortunately a bit far away from his base. And he also built the tower building, Tower of Sorcery. This might have been the game they played before the other game, which would explain a few things. But Annie Chan has also taken 2 bases here, really helps in the defense. However, he is still getting harassed on all his settlements. The Bastion of Erin Mithrin has been built by Horrigan. Unfortunately, it is a building that has absolutely 0 value unless you go units from that building. Honestly, this is unfortunately one of the worst outposts in the game. And it's why you never see me build this outpost unless I'm just having fun with it as that second thing. But it can't be helped. You gotta learn to lose to learn, and Annie Chan has now got the Undermine, which is going to help him harass an enemy base if he wants to, or maybe help him move his army through his base. to any location he desires. Currently, the lake town is being destroyed by siege. It is a shame. It cannot be helped unless he does something about it. We don't know if anything will happen about it, but it looks like everyone is still very low on command points, which is why I normally jump up command points quite early. But we can see the Dark Iron Blade on the turncoats of Angmar, an army of axe throwers, which means he's expecting Dorito to be the entire bulwark of the melee line, including any potential battle wagon shenanigans. Anichan is doing his best to protect this place by building Lake Town Swordsmen. Unfortunately, with this large roster of men of Rudauer throwing their axes, doing their business, it is only a matter of time before that Lake Town falls to Wilhelm. However, we see Horrigan is coming in with some more forces. Unfortunately, he is stagnating his forces. He's got units that are far away that he should be using sprint on to get them closer into battle. Maybe he didn't know about it. That is fine. Not everyone has to know about everything as soon as they start a game. It is not something you can help. But here we see the Witch King. Wilhelm really loves his Witch King, it seems. He really loves his Witch King to go straight for that first over everything else. Especially against Dwarves, since Dwarves are probably one of the more resilient factions against the Witch King's AoE damage potential. Oh, a Demolisher Crew Ladder is moving in to the base of Dorito, potentially to destroy his base. However, Dwalin has come up and saying, nah, you're not doing that, mate. Well, he may be soon. He's just standing out in front of the base, Grasper and Keeper on his back for now, while he's wielding his massive hammer like a lad. Oh, is that the Demolisher crew getting rid of this building that is only just now starting to make Lake Town pikemen? Oh, he's also got bards somewhere, apparently. Oh, the Demolisher crew instantly destroyed by the hero. That's the thing about Siege. It is very flimsy, which is why I never make it. Because I don't micro my Siege well. I just walk them in and see what happens. We see Monomarth and Karsh, the men of Karndum, coming in to bolster Monomarth's power. The more of them that are near, the more damage he deals, the more powerful of a hero killer he becomes, which is kind of his thing, I think. We see Anichan moving up to build another mineshaft. And there's the pony camp! Hopefully that will last long enough that he can get some Khazad-dûm veterans either to use in the fight or to use the mithril mail for his heroes. It matters not. Either way, it is going to be a very powerful unit that is going to have very few drawbacks against two factions that still have made no cavalry. This game is amazing! Now, if I was Horrigan, I would actually demolish the Bastion and give it over to Anishan, so that he can make it a Lake Town town hall, so that he can build a well, which will mean he'll be able to heal his troops without needing to build banner carriers, which he can get. Unfortunately, he has not yet noticed that it is necessary to have such things. I'm sorry I've not been paying attention to resource flow. It's kind of just not my thing to really micro that stuff. Plus, I'm very, very exhausted. But we can see here the town hall that was held by Anichan has fallen for quite some time, and looks like Dorito is using it to build another outpost. Which, has he built the lines of defense? He has not. Oh. No, he's not level 3 quarters. What's going on in this game? That might have been me, but it feels like PvP games do not focus economy very much. They just like to expand on settlements instead of actually upgrading their economy buildings. But we see Anichan has gone for the economy upgrades. He has followed my lessons well, it seems. The student has become the master, at least for in PvP. Unfortunately, I'm a spine right now. Horrigan has only got the 3 powers. He is unfortunately just been getting dominated by Wilhelm and his upgraded army of Angmar. It cannot be helped. He needs to get some solid hits into his enemy. If it was the best way to do that would be to go for his entire army, which is currently no pikes. So if he had gone for Iron Hill's cavalry by now, which I imagine they're probably scrolling very attentively in the chat, how do I do Ram Riders? Or maybe he just didn't know how to use Ram Riders. It is fine. Not everyone knows everything straight away. I know some people really are like really hyper focused on everything, being like, oh, this has to be perfect, this has to be perfect. If it's not perfect, it's trash. But some people are still learning this game, believe it or not. It's nearly 20 years old, and people are still new that are coming into the game because it is such a good game. Such a good game that more people are coming into every day. We see the Ironbreakers, the elites of the Iron Hills, actually putting a good chunk into the Witch King, but he is just running over them. That is what happens when you don't have pikes, ladies and gentlemen, against the Witch King. And unfortunately, if he focuses his towers upon those Barrow Whites, maybe his Ironbreakers would stand a better chance. It looks like he has had them focus on the Witch King instead of just attack order, which is another unfortunate mistake. He just walked them in, and they don't seem to do anything, actually. His game might be bugged. He might be just struggling to play. Either way, it's unfortunate. Ani-chan has got some ponies ready to fight. Dorito over here is just happily sitting back, healing his army with the half. If he had built Lake Town, I'd say he'd probably get more value out of it, but he might just be getting the heroic statues so that he can go full hero spam. But I think either way, it might be over soon because the control of the map is definitely going to Dorito and Wilhelm again. Ani-chan and Horrigan are having a little bit of a rough time again. It looks like Horrigan is going to be the target for defeat first. Horrigan has built the mighty catapult. That's to be fair, that's a victory condition right there. If this was more like a Total War game, get the mighty catapult. That's just a victory condition on its own. Having that, looks like he's already fired it. I unfortunately missed wherever it landed. It probably hit the army over here, but didn't do. Actually, no. Where is? Yeah, Wilhelm's army just got obliterated, and I was not paying attention at all. Oh, that's one of the good things about this, the mighty catapult. But you know what? It's worth 4,000 resources, and it's only really good on the defensive, and you can't use it too close to your base. It's risky. It's a risky thing. It's too much money for too little investment, in my opinion. For too little gain back. But if you're going to get it very early, if you have the resources to get it, and you're not falling behind, which unfortunately, it seems like getting that mighty catapult has just ruined Horrigan's economy. We can see here he's now got the rune of inviolability, giving up a building permanently 50% extra armor, which I'm sure he probably gave to this building here, which has 10,000 HP, by the way. Let's see. He's got the ability to build a half and a statue. Not a bad choice. He's going to be stuck in the base for a bit, it seems. The army of Wilhelm is standing still, currently of the range. Actually, no, half out the range of Horrigan. He's probably just preparing to use the mighty catapult again. Looks like Dorito's army looks like it could be a juicy target when its cooldown is off. We see Ani-chan, unfortunately, might be going a bit broke because he's not yet done anything with his ponies. He's not built any unburnt to turn into Khazad-dûm vets, which is unfortunate. I honestly don't know what's going on, but it feels like both players are getting a little bit... Oh, I see here Demolishers. He's going for Demolishers and hoping that he can get through. But unfortunately, against the Dwarves of Ered Luin, Siege is not an option. Sieging down the enemy, unless you are at the absolute total advantage, is not an option because they are fast enough. They can make themselves faster, and yeah, those battle wagons not going to make a dent in the enemy army. They can make a little trample, but after that, they have 1,000 HP, 1,600 HP. They're just going to die. And yeah, we can see here, and Dorito's fully upgraded army of Dwarves and men of Lake Town are just dominating. The mighty catapult has been shot, killing half of Dorito's army. Oh, that was beautiful. Unfortunately, it was stopped by the Citadel. If the Citadel had fallen first, it would not have missed half the shots. That is fine. The collision of the mighty catapult is very janky, but now the mighty catapult has been used. That is Wilhelm's signal to just charge in and destroy Horrigan's base before he has the chance to do that again, which is totally understandable. Unfortunately, Ani-chan and Horrigan are still on the back foot. Ani-chan is trying to find a position to which he can use his demolishes, he might have just considered defeat at this point because he's not done anything else. His economy, unfortunately, has just not been able to hit an apex. He's just been stuck at tier 2 settlements with only 1 settlement and 4 camp buildings. But he is also getting fire arrows, which, again, getting these upgrades is fine. But if you've not got the army potential already to deal with it and you're at the back foot, you're better getting heroes and units, which, yeah, unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. Unless Dorito and Wilhelm both scoop, it's not going to happen. And it looks like Wilhelm is already destroying Horrigan's base, which King level 5 he could give a gift to Zafragor if he has Zafragor, but it seems like he has Monomorph still. He's not gone for any other heroes, unless that's a Karsh. That's not Karsh. Is that Karsh? That is Karsh. Okay, he's got another hero. Yeah. This game, unfortunately, looks like it is game, set, and match. It can't be helped. Some games, it's just doomed from the start. You're just not going to be able to do much to weather the tide. And, again, they did well in the early game. Holding on to this base for a while was good, but unfortunately they were forced to move out from their defensive little cubby hole because of the constant barrage from catapults, the constant assault from trying to hold off the rest of the map, but they're constantly losing more settlements. That's why I always build up my base first, because the base is never going to get touched until they bring an entire army. Your settlements are never going to hold, but some factions, you need settlements, like Wilhelm. If Wilhelm was on the back foot, and he had no settlements, and he had still only got level 1 resource building, level 1 military buildings, he would just be done for the entire game. He would just be stuck with hillmen for the entire game, and he would not be able to advance in that proportion, which does happen a lot. At least happen a lot to me. I can't say it happens a lot to other people. But Edain Mod does have one counter to that, and that is their level 10 power on the left side. Their 10 power point power on the left side even. The Might of the Iron Crown, which boosts your citadel, makes all your buildings level 3. Really strong. But yep, there goes Horrigan. The bastion of Erin Mithrin has fallen. Sadly, could not have gotten more value out of it. It is unfortunate, but yet that is Horrigan defeated. And Anichan is, again, not making any units. Perhaps he just conceded defeat and accepted his fate. I don't know. I was not there. I could not read the chat that they were probably saying between each other. More turncoats of Arnor used as meat shields for the towers. Oh, we have some more runes being thrown out onto the stonemason. Probably a bit late now. Yeah, first off, the military building and the research building go first, and the citadel, because then every building loses 50% armor from elemental damage and siege. I think it used to be against all effects, but they just changed it to siege in particular because I hate siege. They did it all for me. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that is GG. Anishan accepting his defeat, quit there, so his base got destroyed instantly. Dorito and Wilhelm getting another victory, and that is another game over. Hope you've all enjoyed, and I will see you all on the next one. Hopefully a normal video again, because as much as I've enjoyed doing replays, it is good to also do what I do best, and that's beating up AI. See you guys. Bye.